For Complex News, I'm Hanuman Welsh. As Tekashi 6ix9ine closes out September as the most famous snitch in contemporary music, testifying against Jim Jones, Cardi B, The Bloods, Black Panther, and pretty much everyone else he's ever met in his short career as a viral rapper. The timing of 6ix9ine taking the stand to go full state's evidence caught the entire world by surprise, even as he's become the prosecution's star witness in a racketeering and firearms case against members of his former crew, the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods. In February, 6ix9ine admitted to being a member of the 9 Trey gang and said he had helped other gang members rob people at gunpoint. In the hopes of a reduced sentence, he made a deal with federal prosecutors and now awaits sentencing that could come down as early as next week. After cutting a deal with prosecutors, Daniel Hernandez, aka Tekashi 6ix9ine, faces an uncertain future. He could face prison time. His life has been threatened by the 9 Trey gang, and just this week, reports surfaced that 6ix9ine wasn't interested in enrolling in witness protection program and plans to resume his music career instead. And that's really the best place to start with all of this. Hernandez is delusional at best and frighteningly naive if he thinks that he can walk out of the courtroom, re-dye his skittle-colored locks, and jump back on IG Live to preview new music. In front of the entire world, 6ix9ine has been stripped of all artifice and exposed as an informant, 2 damning strikes in the hip-hop world. With that persona evaporated in exchange for potential immunity, it'll be hard to see what the lyrical content of a new 6ix9ine track will sound like. And look, lots of artists use personas as vehicles for their music, but when they do, they're usually exploring alternate egos. They're oftentimes entertaining or even aspirational. And as it stands, Daniel Hernandez is none of those things. In the court record, 6ix9ine said of the gang affiliation, quote, "That's what people liked. It was just a formula, a blueprint that I found that worked." So realistically, what's next for Tekashi? Even if he changed his mind about witness protection, it's going to be real fucking difficult to blend in as a Walmart greeter with chin-to-brow face tattoos. Now, Complex spoke to a tattoo specialist about the possibility of removal, and in what should come as a surprise to no one, it'll be expensive and ugly if he hopes to ever convincingly conceal his identity. According to Kelly Reel, founder and owner of Flash Lab Laser Suite in New York City, 6ix9ine's best option is to undergo PicoSure laser tattoo removal. The lasers target unwanted ink, turning them into dust-like particles that can be then eliminated from the skin without damaging surrounding tissue. To put it lightly, there is nothing glamorous about this procedure. For 6ix9ine especially, this process could be expensive, painful, and time-consuming. You're looking at a year-long process minimum. That's why a witness protection program for this gentleman might be a little tricky, unless he gets a really, really good concealer. Plenty of dancers and models get really great makeup that covers up their tattoos while they're undergoing removal. It's a crazy process. A normal reaction after having undergone a singular tattoo removal treatment is blistering, bleeding, itchiness, redness. It's going to look like he's got the plague. You look like you're infected. You're red, you're itchy, inflamed, blistered. Lasers are no joke. Did we also mention that the entire procedure could cost around $100,000? So, laser removal of tattoos if you were smart and going into witness protection program. The process would be expensive, lengthy, and brutally painful, and 6ix9ine would end up looking like the monster from Slither along the way. With the recent report of Tekashi mulling over potentially spending whatever's left of his cash after the lawyers have all taken their bite, and he's free to walk the streets with time served, he'd need constant 24-hour security. Complex also spoke to Ramon Mundo Mendoza. Now, in the 1970s, Mendoza was a mafioso hitman for the Mexican cartels who testified against his former gang members in a RICO case and decided to enter witness protection, remove his tattoos, and take on a new identity. Looking at 6ix9ine's case, he believes that there is only one clear option. As a former participant in the program, as a former bad guy, my strong recommendation for 6ix9ine as a human being would be to temporarily forsake whatever dollars and cents he's looking at and take advantage of implementing a protective service for a witness. Is it worth exposing yourself and getting whacked for a few dollars over your personal safety? The former hitman turned John Doe continued on how those you've testified against would probably be highly motivated to exact some level of retribution. Being high profile, if he's ever in the news and they ever determine where he's at, a Mickey Mouse security team ain't gonna cut it. I'm sure these guys will be nicely trained and all that, but if you get some crazy kid to just go in and open fire, you're going to have collateral damage. I'd be more concerned about innocent people dying. Now, ultimately, if 6ix9ine is enthralled to the limelight and hopes to return to the world of music, Mendoza warns against that in the most extreme. My advice is don't look back. Don't covet any of that stuff and look forward. Embrace a complete transformation if you want to live. If you want to have one foot in the rap world, where you're perpetuating your own demise and your own danger, then don't blame anybody else. So if 6ix9ine ignored what clearly is the sanest course of action and decided to return to his 14.4 million Instagram followers and attempted to make music again, how exactly would that work out? Before the trial even began, there was intense criticism of 6ix9ine's cooperation with the feds. Now that he's delivered sworn testimony, he's put a massive target on his back. And let's keep it on the level here. How much of this guy's fan base is going to wait around to see what he's got left on his hard drive after, and if whatever he gets out? He's still got to answer to a hip-hop community that's going to treat him as a pariah. His status in the music world would be all but evaporated. YG, 50 Cent, Meek Mill, Bobby Shmurda, and more have already branded him a rat. But again, this goes beyond rap. His safety and the safety of his loved ones could never be guaranteed, even if he decided to barricade himself inside a fortress and release music from the safety of an undisclosed location. A siege mentality is a hard thing to maintain. If and when he gets out of jail, he'll be a big draw, but what label would risk their artist to work with him? The smart play here is to vanish, disappear, work in a warehouse, wash dishes, stock shelves in a grocery store, someplace far, far away from any major city. Ghost out and come back and sell the rights to your life story in 10 years, whatever. Just be grateful you got to play street rapper for a little while and escape with your life. That's all for now. For everything else, subscribe to Complex on YouTube. For Complex News, I'm Hanuman Welch.